So Killing Floor 3 finally got a new update. It's called the Rearmament update, and with it, it brings a little bit. It's not the most substantial update, but it does fix a few things, and I'm gonna quickly go over the things that has changed, the new weapons, attachments, the good and the bad, all that. And then you yourself can judge whether or not this is good enough to maybe give the game another go. And I will of course also give my opinion about the game in its current state towards the end of the video. So let's start with the most important part about this new update, and that is of course guns. New guns has finally been added to the game, and they actually resemble real life weapons. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. So what new guns have we gotten in this update? Commando now has a gun called the MKR-350. This is pretty much just the AK variant. And I gotta say, I actually quite like this gun. It's actually pretty fun to shoot. It's definitely the best feeling gun in the game right now, if you ask me. And since we finally got an AK in this game, I created this masterpiece. Boris's Kalashnikov, the greatest gun ever known to mankind. And then we have the Strike Dual Defender for the Engineer class. And as you can see, this is just your very box standard double barrel shotgun. And you can never go wrong with a double barrel shotgun. It's always cool. So this is a welcome addition to the game. And yes, you can fire both pellets at the same time by clicking on the middle mouse button. And the last weapon we got is the M14 EBR, and this is just a MK14 as it's called in real life. And I haven't tried this gun in an actual match yet, but I'm sure this gun is decent as well. It doesn't really matter to me whether or not the gun is good or not. I mean, of course it matters, you know what I mean, right? But first and foremost, I just want cool weapons to shoot with. And with this new update, we actually have 3 guns that are pretty okay. It's still nowhere near as good as Killing Floor 2 or 1, but it's a step in the right direction. So good job, Tripwire. One of my biggest critiques of Killing Floor 3 when it first launched was that all the guns were just badly designed all around, both aesthetically but also the gun sounds. Just none of the guns really sounded that cool to shoot. And that's a big thing to screw up in a Killing Floor game. The entirety of this game is spent on you shooting at sets. You know, you don't like it doesn't really change much. You know, it doesn't really deviate that much. The gameplay, you do spend majority of the time shooting and stuff. So if the weapons you've created for your game isn't cool or satisfying to use in a game where you spend majority of the time shooting and stuff, you're failed. And I hope Tripwire will consider remaking all of the guns that the game launched with, because they do need a remake. But yeah, 3 new guns. They are decent. They are, you know, this is definitely a step in the right direction. So hopefully they can keep this up. Alright, next thing. The decoupling of perks and specialists. So now you can play whoever you want as any class. So just like Killing Floor 2 and 1. So another welcome change. It's just a shame that every character in this game is insufferable to listen to. So it doesn't really matter that you can pick and choose now who to play as what class. Other than that, the game has received some more optimization updates. The game is much more stable. I have better FPS all around. It just runs better now. So they also decided to reduce the amount of components you need to create attachments to your weapons. They'll now reduce it by like 50%. And this is also a very much needed change, because it was quite grindy before in my experience. So it makes the experience less painful. You can actually get some attachments rather quickly. It doesn't take too long. So the question is, should you play Killing Floor 3? Well, that's up to you, of course. If it sounds good to you, then give it another go. But if you ask me, no. It's not quite enough for me to invest more time into this game. It needs more updates. It's definitely a step in the right direction, so good job, Tripwire, but this game is like nowhere near as good as Killing Floor 2 or 1. And I honestly doubt that this game will ever become as good as Killing Floor 2 or 1. There's just something special about those 2 games. The presentation, the charisma, the setting, the guns, the characters. Killing Floor 3 just has none of that, especially like the character part. You know, Killing Floor 2, all the characters are larger than life. They're all funny. They say stupid shit, but it's, you know, it's funny. There's actually humor in that game. Killing Floor 3 has no humor whatsoever. It's so bad that I had to mute the characters because they are that obnoxious to listen to. End the video. Goodbye.